Stay, please. Please stay. Okay, I am literally trying to keep my phone from falling. I was gonna get my camcorder to record, but it's tucked away in my cupboard, so it ain't going nowhere. I found my brother's phone tripod thingy, so I'm using that today to record this video. This video is going to be a very contradiction to another popular video of mine, or a popular video of mine, and that is about Shadowhunters, the television show. As everyone knows, Shadowhunters season 1 is one of my most popular videos out of the few that I have. Let me actually see how many views I have on that. So Shadowhunters is my second popular video at 1.4K. My most popular one is Predictions, Winter, and the Lunar Chronicles at 1.8K. So that and Shadowhunters are my top two most popular, which I'm very proud of. In the Shadowhunters video, which I will link down below, but I will also link somewhere on the screen if I can figure out how to do it. Shadowhunters is season 1 was very disappointing in my opinion. I found it really lacking. I found the acting really not that great. The writing wasn't really that great to me. The visuals weren't really that impressive. The story arcs didn't follow the books, but that didn't really bother me. But the story in the show wasn't really that great. However, one of my really good friends who loves the books as much as I do, said you have to watch season 2 and season 3. So I said, you know what? Quarantine sucks ass. So, and I'm bored. Let me just watch seasons 2 and 3. And I watched seasons 2 and 3. Seasons 2 and 3 aren't as terrible as I thought they were going to be. Because after season 1, I said in the video blatantly that I was not going to continue watching Shadowhunters ever. Even though it's one of my favorite book series and I want to support anything Cassandra Clare, I was not going to support this show at all. Because it made a mockery, in my opinion, a mockery of what the Shadowhunter books are. Season 2, I don't know what happened, but it was a mass improvement from season 1. The sets were better, the weaponry was better, the costuming was better, the visuals were better, the acting was a whole lot better. But I still have some issues that I still sort of agree with my past self with Shadowhunters season 1 review. Let me just talk about the characters. In my video, I said that Kat McNamara was not a good actress. I watched her on Arrow, where she played Mia, Oliver and Felicity's daughter, in I think the last 2 seasons. And on that show, her acting, fabulous. I don't know what happened. I think it was just the script of Shadowhunters just sucked, in my opinion. Now, I want to apologize to Kat. I said that her acting wasn't great. I apologize. I'm very sorry, Kat. Your acting was better in seasons 2 and 3. So on my blog, which I'm actually reading from, I said on my blog, the writing for her wasn't all that great in my opinion. I know that's how it was in the book, but Clary on the show just seems so annoying and weak. But like I said, it's not Kat's fault. It's the writers. I think Kat was doing the job that was given to her, and honestly, I give her props for working with a mediocre script week after week. However, as the show progresses, Clary becomes stronger, which is great, but it still had so many issues, and I still felt no chemistry between her and Jace. And I still feel that way. I don't feel anything between her and Dom Sherwood as Jace. She's playing the part of Clary that works for the show. Seasons 2 and 3 Clary blow season 1 Clary out of the water. Kat did a really, really great job. I think that, you know, her development was probably the best development of any character on that show, and any female character on that show, in my personal opinion. I think she did really well. There's a picture, which I will put somewhere on the screen, where she's in Shadowhunter attire. She looks very Shadowhunter-y, and I really like that. So Kat did a really great job, and I do apologize to Kat about my harsh opinions. I'm sorry, I'm looking up at the screen, pulling up all of my other thoughts of the characters real quick. And one of my other issues still from seasons 1 and 2 is Dom Sherwood as Jace. I think he's still the worst actor on the show. He played a character named Christian Grey. Wow. He played a character named Christian in Vampire Academy, which, you know what happened. So Dom was cast as Jace, basically taking the helm of the character of Jace after Jamie Campbell Bower's fabulous performance. I still love Jamie Campbell Bower as Jace. I don't care who knows. And I'm not comparing him to Jamie Campbell Bower whatsoever, I promise. But back to Dom Sherwood. I still felt nothing. I still didn't feel the Jace that I felt in the book. I didn't think he was sexy. I didn't think he was, I don't think he could really act. The chemistry was not working between Clary or Simon. It worked kind of with Isabel and Alec and everybody else, but his American accent is also kind of weak as well. I don't know why they just couldn't let him have his British accent. I feel like that could have been better. But his American accent wasn't really that great. He is attractive, I will say that, but I don't find him sexy. He's attractive, yes, but I don't find him sexy. That being said, Dom Sherwood also appeared on the short-lived Penny Dreadful's City of Angels. His acting on that show, great. Shadowhunters, no. And his Jace works for people, and that's cool. Doesn't work for me. I don't think that if they ever bring back Shadowhunters for a 4th season, I don't want him back as Jace. I really don't like him as Jace. I like him in Penny Dreadful, like I said, but as Jace, no thanks. This hair gonna bother me for the rest of the video. Really should have shaved today. There we go. Isabel. And I tore Isabel apart in my first video. Not because of Emirate Tobia, who is stunning, by the way, but how she was written. Her writing sucked. I'm sorry, she sucked. I was excited for her, Luke, and Simon because of their diversity on the show. Because Isabel and Simon and Luke in the books, I believe, were white. In the show, Isabel and Simon are Latino and Luke is black, which works for me. Cassandra Clare addressed the issue of the hate that the cast members and Cassandra Clare have received because Isabel's race was changed for the show. Her race changing did not bother me. She looks like Isabel. She is stunning. She just looks great. Season 1, Isabel sucked. I'm sorry. In my opinion, she sucked. My God. What's going on with my hair? She sucked. I'm sorry. Isabel, season 1, wasn't really that great. What bothers me the most isn't so much the writing or her chemistry. It was the costuming. The costuming... I know Isabel's supposed to be sexy in the books, but... Ugh. God, that skinny white dress in season 1 with that really god-awful platinum blonde wig and... No. Season 2 and 3 came around and she was so much better. Like I said, with the case with Kat McNamara, the writing for Isabel wasn't really that great. I also chalked it up to Emirate Tobia's acting ability for Isabel not being great. I take that back. The writing was not good in season 1. Writing for season 2, better. I loved it. Now, I loved the fights with her whip. I think the whip looked great. I loved the fashion from season 2 and on. I think she looked better. Her chemistry with Alberto Rosende was, as I said on my blog, low-key kind of hot. And it was kind of hot. If they were to get another season, I would watch it. I would only watch it for most of the cast, including Emirate, excluding Dom. So she did great. The character that never had a problem was actually the character I like the least in the books, and that's Alec, played by Matthew Daddario, who is amazing. He is so good. The thing about Matthew Daddario is that his character is, I want to say secondary, but like not a main character. But the fact that I cared more about a side character than a main character is kind of sad. And I cared for Alec and Magnus more than I did Clary and Chase. The action sequences with Matthew was great. His archery skills was very impressive. And I said that he would make Hawkeye and Green Arrow jealous, but he did a really great job. I think that he was the whole reason why I watched the first season of Shadowhunters. Was just his version of Alec. I think he did a really great job. Simon did, I don't think, if I recall correctly, I don't think Simon was a problem for me from the first season. I think he did really good. In the first season of Shadowhunters, he didn't really bother me. He just acted like the geeky best friend, which I thought was cute. But then when he got into the vampire storyline, still in season 1, he became a vampire in season 1, and then his vampire journey with Raphael was amazing. And I wrote this on my blog too. Whenever a human main character becomes a vampire, the arc feels the same. The human is a nobody, doesn't have confidence, but once bitten and turned, becomes sure of themselves and gains a level of sexiness or sex appeal. His transition wasn't the typical vampire transition that you see in like Twilight. I'm not comparing that whatsoever. But when Bella turned into a vampire, she just immediately, became sexy and sure of herself. Simon, when he became a vampire, he got petrified. He got scared, and he was scared to tell his mom, scared to tell his sister, his friends that he was a vampire. But his storyline was very well written, and he made me believe that changing to a vampire was not going to be fun. And I just love his, it just made it feel like a real change if vampires were real. And also the poster that I'm gonna put where he's like this and he has the teeth. Damn. Magnus. He didn't bother me in the first season. Actually, he didn't even bother me in this whole series. He did a really great job with this character. I think that he was the saving grace of that horrendous 7-minute preview and that horrendous pilot. Harry Shum Jr. was cast as Magnus, and a lot of my friends who read the Shadowhunter book said, wait, he's Asian? I didn't know he was Asian. In the book, it clearly says that he's Asian. And the film cast Godfrey Gao, may he rest in peace, and Godfrey Gao's Asian. So why are you surprised? His chemistry with Matthew Daddario was hot as hell. The magic was cool. The cat eyes were great. Just everything about Magnus. His swag, his confidence, his sexiness. Awesome. We talk about the characters that bore the crap out of me. Valentine Morgenstern did not impress me whatsoever. Some of his scenes were compelling, but a lot of the times I was just bored with him. He wasn't terrifying to me. He wasn't like the scary Valentine that I know from the books, but Alan Van Sprang did a good job for what he was given. He appeared on shows such as Rain and The Tudors. He's a great actor. I don't think he was a great fit for Valentine, but he overacted in most places, dare I say, in my opinion. But I didn't feel like he was the villain. I didn't feel like he was a good villain at all. Jocelyn Frey, played by Maxim Roy, bored the crap out of me. Bored the ever-loving crap out of me. I don't think Maxim Roy is a good actress or a good fit for Jocelyn. While her and Kat McNamara do look alike, it's just I don't know. I just the acting from Jocelyn was not good in her appearance. And I will say my one gripe from the pilot is the gripe when Jocelyn casually showed Clary her rune after Clary came home from the club. And she just went, whoop, and there's the rune. And I'm just like, are you serious? Jocelyn just felt like a generic supernatural television show parent. Felt nothing between her or Alan Van Sprang or Isaiah Mustafa, who played Luke. Whenever she came on screen, I was just like, oh, she's back. So, sorry, don't really like her. Isaiah Mustafa as Luke was amazing. He was, first of all, he's fine as hell. Let me just put that out there. He was in Maggie Q's Nikita, one of my favorite shows. He was in It Chapter 2 as Mike. But of course he's known for Allspice, the commercial. I loved him as Luke. I think he did great. I think that him and Clary surprisingly had really good chemistry. My only thing with Luke is how the werewolves look. And I hate when it's like when they say a werewolf, but it turns out to be just a big wolf. That disappoints me. And I know that for a television budget, I understand why they can't have werewolves. But don't call them werewolves then. Call them wolves. To me, a werewolf is the werewolf from, like, Van Helsing. That was a fabulous werewolf. But then again, in the books, that's how the werewolves looked, so that's faithful. But still, everything about seasons 2 and 3 of Shadowhunters, mass improvement from season 1. I think that I'm really happy with the direction that they took for seasons 2 and 3. I was really happy with how they sort of forgot the weaponry look, or how the look of the weapons from the first season, because the first season weapons looked terrible, in my opinion. The weapons in seasons 2 and 3 looked amazing. I actually got a Shadowhunter blade. I'll be back. I did. I got a plastic Shadowhunter blade. One of my friends who watches the Shadowhunter show said that, hey, you need to go onto this guy's Etsy profile and get a sword like this, because it's limited production value or limited quantity. So I'm like, you know what, I'll just do it. It's really cool. I really like it. These are their weapons in seasons 2 and 3. I think it looks so much better than that crappy lightsaber ripoff. I'm happy that I watched seasons 2 and 3. I still have a problem with the script and some of the story logic and the chemistry between Clary and Jace. But at least they improved on season 1, because season 1 doesn't exist to me. I think season 3 is their best season. I was really sad when I heard the show was canceled, because the show brought in a lot of fandom, or the show brought in a lot of fans. And they made merch, they had fan hangouts, and so on and so forth. And I am sad for the cast and I'm sad for the fans, but I kind of saw it coming, though. I kind of saw that the show was going to get canceled. I heard they're making the Infernal Devices for BBC, which I will watch, because the Infernal Devices is my favorite Cassandra Clare series. Not particularly sad that the show is canceled. I'm more sad for the people that were invested in the show, if that makes sense. Like, this show was some people's favorite show, and I feel bad that their favorite show got canceled. Like, I'm gonna be honest, if Grey's Anatomy gets canceled next week, I'm gonna be sad, because that's my favorite show. I still have an issue with how the Institute looks. I don't like the high technology. I didn't get used to it. I don't like how everybody had to be sexy for this show. How everybody had to have a six-pack, or had to wear skimpy clothes, or, you know, had to be 20 or 30 something like Hodge. I'm still standing by the fact that Hodge should not have been a 30-something-year-old hot dude. I'm sorry. Hodge should, in my opinion, should have been a 60-year-old, 70-year-old British dude with a hunchback, with a crow or something, and that's the Hodge. If he could fight, that's one thing. But I was picturing, don't laugh at me, please. I was picturing like a Kiefer Sutherland kind of thing. Donald Sutherland thing. Like that look. Or, you know, it's the older person's look. And I'm not attacking the guy that played him. He was just cast for the role, and I'm not mad at him for that. I was mad at the fact that they didn't even try to cast a older person for Hodge. Or, you know, whatever. Anyways, my gradings for all the seasons of Shadowhunters: season 1 is an F, season 2 is a C, season 3 is a B+. So I'm gonna edit this soon. I'll put it up on my YouTube channel soon. I might disable the comments, I'm not sure. But I will say, to those who I offended with my opinions of Shadowhunter season 1, I apologize. I apologize. I was not making fun of you. I was not making fun of your show. I was just saying my personal opinion about season 1 of Shadowhunters, and I did not like it. I'm not saying that this show, that season 1, that no one should have liked season 1. I'm just saying, in my personal opinion, that it was not a good season. But you have the right to like that season. If you love it, excellent, happy for you, and I mean that sincerely, no sarcasm. And I'm so sorry that Shadowhunters got canceled. Anyways, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna work on another video, or a couple other videos. So I'm gonna be doing a part 2 to my Gal Gadot cast as Cleopatra video, talking about race bending versus whitewashing, and then a quarantine reading update. And I'll see you guys soon.